It was Yafumona Kwaba on today's edition on Trends on KDM. And there, yeah, what Tolivia and I'm what Tolivia and Pedam concerning how right now, the media space is becoming with regards to relationships, friendships, and maybe how it progresses into the future. Now, what am I trying to say? Right now, it's Efia Odo and Kwesi whose issue is on the table. These two people are actually having um, back and forth. They are having some back and forth. We don't even know why this whole thing is happening because Kwesi and Efia Odo, if you remember this song, Nobody, Kwesi and Mr. Easy, Efia Odo was actually in the video. From then that time, Nankasa, we thought Kwesi and Efia Odo had a thing together because they had some vibe, like they had their way of doing things that's sort of communicated and maybe they had something going on. But okay, we had nothing going on and we were just friends and a whole lot. But Kwesiata has moved on. Kwesiata is now married. But if you're though, she's still in the limelight. She's still doing what she does. She's still pursuing her music career and then the acting, and then we'll be restaurant as well in Ejuma. But the real issue between Kwesi and Efia Odo, nobody knows what actually happened, because when you ask, it seems like we say Efia Odo, so we didn't have anything, like we had nothing going on. But the way she answers it, it's sort of like feels like, oh, it's like she's hiding something. Maybe something happened. But then Kwesi has on those Saturday and with you that thing they do no. He doesn't want any of it. Like Sisi and Wabre, Efia Odo should stop talking about him on the media because he feels like Efia Odo is using him for clout. Okay, and now if you're already using just to sell her brand, and I say anything she's on, she's trying to tap into his why the wild born home modern and build the brand, no reputation. Now you want to tap in on source now. If you should stay away from his name, or else he will sue him, or he will sue her. Now what trend baby next time. Sorry, I didn't say be careful. This thing you are doing, I don't like it. You find the right way to actually put an end to it. But if Odo also has other concerns because he feels like that particular podcast that came on board that they were discussing about Kwesi, she didn't explicitly say that maybe she had something to do with Kwesi. Just that the host actually mentioned Kwesi and asked her, say, oh, Kwesi, blah, blah, blah. So what happened? And she was like, oh, we had nothing doing. But the way you see, honestly speaking, the way she answered the question was kind of like BBC, but maybe we're not like dating, but maybe we're friends, but BBC kind of vibe. So people started reading meanings into it. And Kwesi is married, as you see. Right now he has a wife. So if you are going to put something about him out there, obviously, if the wife you want, Charlie, you know, because now the wife also expects, say, yeah, there's some level of decorum that should be given to the husband's name. Okay, so if the wife is on social media, no whom be sana, in a way, no, she would definitely question the husband. Charlie, sweetheart, baby, why do you have these people talking about you? Maybe you can't catch your wife, though, not meaning any issue, but if you don't have anything to do with it, why is she still talking about you? So Kwesi say, right now, no. Kwesi is actually saying that on Pesa no Ghana no, or say only Ghana for we right now you finish with Ghanaians. It is there will be negative people. You and I. We are negative people. So we jack country no one say and so or say if you mention his name Charlie, but Kwesi to yeah and we shall say ground up Charlie, Monday yeah Charlie. I see a tea marry free. But you know, it's part of the deal. I mean, but he actually tweeted a lot of things, and he was at some point he was talking about the fact that if you're a young man that you are coming on, you should be careful about the woman you mess with, because maybe some of them have their own purpose for actually hitting up or coming close to you. And if you don't think right, maybe you go and associate with some people like he is also going through in the future. No, they might sort of cause you a lot of stress. What you see? So he was advising the young ones. He actually used the word that when I saw it, I thought it was out of character because Kwesi is known to be cool, calm guy, but he was actually very pissed. And that's the advice he's giving to us, that Charlie, yeah, careful with how we actually manage ourselves, especially when we are rising to the top. Okay, now these issues, Nangas, and quite recently it's been of like a idea a taba. A classic example is Sarkodie and Yvonne Nelson. Now that was the most how do I put it? That particular issue was sort of surprising to all of us because nobody anticipated that Sarkodie even had anything to do with Yvonne Nelson. It was low key until Yvonne Nelson wrote a book, I Am Yvonne Nelson, and then she actually mentioned Sarkodie as someone that she used to have something with, and she got pregnant for him, and Sarkodie said they should just take it off. And later on, a whole lot of things happened, and then she was just addressing the issue. Sarkodie and his team, omu read the book, no, then they came back to it, and then they threw a reply to Yvonne Nelson, which Sarkodie said a lot of things. Now, some more kind in as I born it off on it was more or less like Yvonne Nelson wasn't a woman that he felt like he was good for the home, okay, because he was hearing some things about Yvonne Nelson in the industry, say, and he also was a young man that was also trying to find someone, and also share on any form between then he had to go for the wife, Tracy Success. So he was trying to vindicate himself, but Nekasa Mun and Ekofa and Sempi by because people thought that Sarkodie was actually being a misogynist, because he called Yvonne Nelson names like she was for the streets and a whole lot. So people thought that maybe he was too extreme with it. But why am I bringing this issue? Because I feel like it sort of weighs in with Kwesi and Efia Odo. Okay, and if you ask me the possible causes of some of this problem, I feel I think we are the kind of we do. So if you ask me the possible causes of some of these problems, from my perspective, I feel Ghana is it's a hard ground. How do I put it? It's survival of the fittest. Okay, and men find the ways to survive. Women devise a way to survive. So sometimes when you are not careful as a woman, you might end up doing certain things that is, I don't know, but it might not be in your best interest, but sometimes they have to do what they have to do to survive. So in having to actually find ways to actually survive the system, they end up tainting their reputation as women. So by the time she's willing and ready to settle down, then you realize that there's a whole lot of reputation that maybe the man will start asking about the woman. By the time the man will realize, oh, this woman has been with this person, this woman has been with this, and this one is like, and Charlie, I didn't cry because Charlie, every man wants a woman at least he can be proud of. And if nothing at all, he can stand somewhere, especially when he's in the limelight, okay? Because then we've actually been in a system whereby people are beefing people, and then they will actually go and call their woman. Your woman is for the streets. Your woman is this. Your woman is this. Ebanisana says, Charlie, when you're careful, they will just throw you off. So I think sometimes it's just the system. It will not end. I'm not sure it's going to end because women are finding ways to survive, and sometimes they have to survive, and in the process of doing it, it ends up creating a lot of issues for them in the future that sometimes they are not even aware. So when it happens this way, and then maybe in the future when the men that they actually wanted to be with actually settle or drop them to actually settle in for somebody else, then it becomes painful because so when it's time for them to settle down, when they've gained everything that they were chasing for, now it's like now they are looking in for somebody they can actually be in that kind of space with, that kind of union with. And then they look back and realize, okay, that person that they actually wanted to be with is now with some other person. And now the pain of having to see the man that you wanted to be with enjoying their family life with somebody or some other person, sometimes some of them will have to call them out because, Charlie, the heart wants what it wants. You understand? So it ends up creating some of these back and forth things that we see. media from my perspective. I think this is the causes. But if you ask me the possible solutions to this, there's no there's no possible solution to this. So far the system is like the way it is, you will always have these kind of situations happening. But I think there should be a forum for young women to be educated, and we need more celebrities, celebrities that will actually educate women in the right way. I mean, there are ways to survive, and there are ways to survive. Okay, and sometimes you would have to sort of look up to people that actually are of, like, people that have some values, people that are actually finding the right means or devising the right means to actually beat the system or to survive the system, than rather to maybe sometimes pay attention to what exactly is going on in the society and what everybody is doing. Okay, but when it comes to the guys, I feel like sometimes we also are at fault because we are too hard on the women. I mean, sometimes I believe sometimes some people are just, they don't know, like, if they knew the outcome of maybe some of the actions, they probably wouldn't be there. So the name calling and the whole lot, sometimes it's especially when you go to Twitter, Charlie, it's crazy when some of these issues happens and the way boys are calling, and we are the same boys, you see. We are the same boys that will also be doing these things with the girls, and at the same time you be trying one become same P to slut shame them and a whole lot. But if any solution that possibly can come out from this, what I would say is, like, if you're a woman, now I dream with now. That's the thing, because I mean, this same we that you are actually not thinking that maybe it's for the fun, it's for fun, it's for this, it's for this. They are the same people that would turn their back to call you names and slut shame you and call you sort of names that sebi sometimes what's a crana and shana. Why do you hiding? I say. So this is not an issue that I believe it would end in the NC or China, but at least we can find a way to sort of alleviate the kind of impact that it's having on the minds of some people that are not aware of some of the consequences of their action. Okay, so with that one said, I believe that this issue itself is still progressing, and we are keenly following the issue on social media. I'll come and then give you the feedback and the progress of what's happening. Charlie, I'll end today's edition of Trends on KDM here, and I'll definitely see you on the other side.